all of that aside, he came out with a new album titled Full Time Job, 15 songs, about 42 minutes and change, featuring artists like Check, RD, another rapper from the UK, featuring Flavor, also featuring Energy, one of my favorite artists right now, featuring Burna Boy, Johnny Drill. Now, the song with Burna Boy, Do I, the remix, it's just incredible. It's the beat, the cadence from both him and Burna on this song is it's just really ridiculous. And this song, I will say, after Fada Fada, is probably his biggest song to date. This song is just really good. I mean, I'm wondering that I haven't seen DJs even do more with this song, and just like work with it. I see a lot of DJ compilations and all of that, and the gimmicks and all of that they do, and I've been shocked that a lot more has not been done with this song. Do I? This song is brilliant. I really, really like this song. Burner, this is like the template was just right there for him, and he just knocked it out of the park. Incredible feature there. But on the album, and one of the things I noticed real quick while getting into the album is this. And that could be why he hasn't, the reason one of the things that occurred to me could also be the reason why it's just been hard for him. You hear nothing really concrete from him outside of maybe one or two hits out there. Now, he's from the southern part of Nigeria, and he raps in Igbo as well, just like someone like Illbliss does as well, raps in Igbo. But the problem, the thing that stood out to me, getting a few songs into the project, is you cannot want to reach the world or want to reach a wider audience than the southern part of Nigeria, and the song, and you do not give a space or enough opening to appreciate your music. What do I mean? He raps a lot in Igbo. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't do that, but if your goal is to reach out to more than people who understand your music, then you have to leave kind of crumbs for us, where even if you're rapping in Igbo, you're able to leave either a lot of crumbs in pidgin English or regular English, where we can kind of stay connected to whatever message it is that you're passing across through your message, whatever it is you're trying to let us know. The truth of the matter is, the rest of the world, the people you're trying to reach, are more than the people who actually understand every single thing you're saying. And I'm someone who has never shied away from someone who is making music in a language that I don't necessarily understand fully. Like, I'm not a native of the language, or I cannot have conversations in that language. Nevertheless, if you lay the groundwork for your music like in the right way, I would pay attention and kind of follow through with what you like. I kind of connect with. I could kind of follow you and try to connect with you. But if you leave me out of it, I mean, what can I do? What can I do? So I look at it the same way with someone like Azawi, who's a lady from the Eastern Africa. I think she's from Kenya, and she has released music that she's from a different part of the world than where I am from, but she's been able to mix both together with like English and her native dialect as well, where she keeps me in the music. I beg your pardon, she's from Uganda. Now, she's someone who mixes her Ugandan language with her music, but nevertheless, I'm not lost. That's what I'm talking about. Phyno, I'm not able to fully connect with whatever he's trying to give with his project, with his songs, with the album, right? Now, some of the songs in itself, they were decent enough in the sense that I could get what he's done, like the Do I don't need to understand everything he's saying, but that hook, do I look like a give a fuck? Man, that is a master hook, right? But then he loses me when we're talking about a full album that has most of you speaking the Igbo language. I'm lost, honestly. And because he does rap, he doesn't do pop music. He does rap, meaning that what he says is more important, almost as important as the beat. You cannot get away with what pop artists do get away with, where if you give us a good enough beat and a decent hook, you're good. 90% of the time, you're good. But with rap is different because the emphasis is way beyond the music, the production, and the beat. A large chunk is also of the weight of the demand is on what you're saying. Right? A large demand is on what you're saying. And if 70% of your music, I cannot understand it, then, I mean, how am I supposed to grade what you're rapping about? How am I supposed to connect with what it is you're trying to let us know? And that was what I felt this album was like. It was like song after song, 70% of it, I'm lost. I mean, that is not my fault. And the excuse for that cannot be that, you're trying to make me not rap. You're trying to make me not, like you're saying I should do something or I should be somebody who I'm not. But then the thing is, I know you're trying to reach a wider audience than the people in the southern part of Nigeria. I know that for sure. If not, you probably wouldn't feature some of the artists you featured here. Right? Why would you feature RD then? Who's from the UK? And these fans are probably going to be paying attention, some of them, to your music. But how are we supposed to connect with it in any way if 70% to 80% of your music is in a language majority of the audience you're reaching out to don't understand? So I think he kind of shot himself on the leg with this one, for sure. He handicapped himself with the way he structured this project. I mean, a perfect example, one of the top projects, one of my favorite top 3 projects this year is by Ill Bliss, who is an Igbo rapper as well, from the southern part of Nigeria. And for me, he released one of the top projects this year. One of my favorite, like top 2 projects this year, still in October, still. Of all the projects that have been released this year, Ill Bliss Sedekai is still one of the top projects this year. And the thing is, some of my favorite songs on that project, I'm speaking the Igbo as well. See me speaking and saying, oh, no, Chibwe. Let me say I understand everything that is being sung, but he kind of structured it in a way where he stays original to the Igbo, but he leaves crumbs for us that we can, even on the things I don't understand, on the words or sentences that I don't understand, he's left enough breadcrumbs where I can kind of understand, okay, this is probably what he's still talking about. And he, with Ill Bliss, he did not use most of the Igbo. What he also did was he used Igbo accent in the pidgin English as well. So it wasn't for him just speaking the Igbo, like speaking Igbo all through. It's using the Igbo accent, using pidgin, using English, and speaking the Igbo as like you have to make a way. You have to create an avenue for people to connect to your music. And he didn't do that on this project. He didn't do that. I was so disappointed that is kind of like what eventually like this whole album was all about. It could have been, I I don't know what I will say, or could this album could have been, but how do you grade an album where